All right, we got a no heat call on a Trane gas pack that we installed, and I am betting that I know what's wrong with it. So I'm going to grab Allen wrenches and a drill, and let's go see if I'm right. This is a situation we got a bulletin on, and we need to get fixed. So we'll see what we got. All right, just trying periodically. So what I'm betting is what commonly happens here is in the air conditioning mode, the induced draft sweats and the condensation builds up in the little tiny tube that goes to this vacuum line, pressure line, whatever you want to call it. This vacuum line goes to the vacuum switch, and it clogs this real small orifice in there. So we pull that tube off and stick a Allen wrench up in there and clean it out. Put the tube back on, let it fire right up. Well, there it fired up there. So we might have something else going on here. We might not be getting fanned. So let's watch and see what goes on here. All right, we're getting the blower. It's just not staying on. The flame is going out and coming back on, and if you see that little rust and ugliness right there on the edge of that tube. So we'll take this Allen wrench and stick it up in there and see if I bring out any ugliness on it. Yep. So what Trane has done, you can see that my Allen wrench was clean and basically brand new. So got that crap on it up in there. So what Trane has done is they've put out a bulletin that tells us to take this blower housing off and drill a small hole right here in the bottom of it. And what that's going to do is allow the condensation to drip out of it instead of building up as much rust in that, you know, according to them. I don't like that. I think they need to redesign this and move this, you know, the little nipple for this, move it somewhere else, or if that whole thing is condensating, which, you know, this thing's only a couple years old, and you see that rust around that edge right there. I don't think that ought to be happening in the second year, but so they need to work on this design, in my opinion. So anyway, let's fire it back up and see if it'll go through both stages and give this lady some heat. All right, so it fired right up. Another thing I gotta always make sure of is unless we ran a two-stage thermostat, which I do not do, you have to have both of these stages hooked to the white, and it is. So that way what it does for staging is it'll run 10 minutes in the first stage, and then the board will take it directly to second stage, and it'll ramp up the blower and the burner at the same time. So I'm gonna watch it 10 minutes, make sure it goes to second stage. I'm gonna keep hounding Trane about that. I keep thinking they'll come out with a different one or something, but apparently not. Apparently they're just gonna tell us that exhaust blower right on that. So apparently they're just going to keep telling us to drill a hole in the bottom of that, and you know, they may have done, I'm not sure what, they may have actually done that at the factory. So In my opinion, it's a design issue, and they need to fix it a little better than what we're experiencing. But let's make sure she's got heat today so we can move on. I guess we probably really should pull that housing off and drill a hole in the bottom of it. I've done a couple of them. First found out about it, I kind of waited it out to see if they send out another bulletin and a fix kit, you know, with a better induced draft or whatever. That'd cost them some money, so they're probably not going to do that. So I may end up trying one myself and moving the vacuum nipple up to the side there somewhere and see if that helps any. I don't see any reason why it couldn't be right up there somewhere. And I don't know if the bottom of it, if that's, you know, I don't know if that's going to even affect it or not. But we could do something, like we could put a 90-degree, you know, we could put a tube that comes out and turns up that's large, you know, 1/4 inch, just too big to close up with that little surface rust, and then let it get small as it stuck straight up. We'll come up with something to stop this, because I got a bunch of these out. XL15c. That's 14. This one might have been out a little longer than I thought. We ought to see the second stage any minute now. Draft design is problematic. So the Trane needs to step to the table here. Alright, as we can see and hear, it's in high now. Can't really see in this burner compartment. I like it, but we can't really see the flame very good. Hardly anywhere. Yeah, we're not gonna see it in there. But I heard it. I was standing around the corner over there talking to her, and I heard it ramp up. I wish I had dealt with that before firing it back up, because now I got to hold my breath a few seconds at a time and stand over there and examine that wire. And if it's skin up at all, I'm gonna have to do more than just tape it up. But I'm gonna see if I can find something and put a clamp up to keep it from getting under that exhaust and compromising it more. It's not the greatest design there either, where the exhaust comes out, but they can't go up with it like the other machines, because this coil that wraps all the way around. So I don't know, a couple little details I think they need to rethink a little further, but you know, what do I know? All right, well, she's got heat, and like I said, I don't like Trane's answer on their bulletin to just drill a hole in the bottom of the induced draft assembly. I just don't like that in the housing there. So I'm going to start looking at the new ones, and I haven't seen any change in them yet, but I'm going to keep looking and see how they have redesigned, if they've done anything about it, or if they just started drilling the hole in it from the factory. I mean, if that's what they've done, then I'm just going to have to go ahead and start drilling the hole myself. But I'm thinking that they're going to just redesign the induced draft assembly itself and either move the nipple around the corner, like one of the ideas I had, just move it, but that may or may not resolve the issue. I think it would, but not 100% positive of that. So the other thing they may have done is you know, they may have designed something else, and and I just want to see what they do, and if there's a way for me to get those parts, or make those upgrades, then I'll do it. I'm not as much concerned with a labor allowance on it as I would be as long as I don't have to pay for the part and the labor. Excuse me. Now, in my opinion, they should redesign that induced draft blower and put out a bulletin and give you a kit and give you the part and give you a labor allowance. But there again, that probably just drives the price up later of all our other equipment, so who knows what'll happen. And I'm just obviously not as smart as they are. I just want my machines working well, because it makes me look bad when I get the calls. So nonetheless, one of my other guys is just drilling holes in them when he sees them, because he doesn't want to go back. And I think it's a 3/16 hole they tell you to drill. Maybe even a 5/16, whatever it is. It makes me wonder, so how's that not affecting the pressure switch, the vacuum switch? But obviously it's not. I guess that little tube where the hose hooks is in the center of the squirrel cage blower, and then on the outside of the housing, on the bottom where the hole drills, it doesn't really affect its ability to prove vacuum to the switch. So I guess that's what the deal is. Anyway, any other Trane guys out there got an opinion on that? Got something you've been doing? Ideas, opinions, suggestions, likes, dislikes, shares, subscribe? I appreciate all of them. Thanks for watching.